Microphone. Real Madrid. Hello there everybody, merhaba arkadaşlar. Welcome back, tekrar hoş geldiniz for another episode of Breaking the Big Three. This is episode 32, I believe. And we've come back for perhaps the biggest opponent we've faced so far in this career. Real Madrid in the Champions League. We're probably going to lose, but you never know in football. I'm happy to report that the transfer window is closed and we did not lose any further players, despite heavy interest in one of our best players and one of our players with the highest level of potential. Gerrit Holtmann, he was attracting quite serious bids from Schalke in Germany. Their final offer was somewhere in the region of £15 million with clauses. We rejected it. He asked for a new contract after that, but I said let's talk about it at the end of the season. And he was fine with that, so that's all good. Gustafsson is the youngster who was attracting a lot of interest. You can see here Arsenal are still interested. Both Milan clubs, Inter Milan and AC Milan, made bids, so I think that shows the kind of potential he's got, that those big name clubs are after him. But the offers were quite low, that it was less than £1 million. There were clauses attached, but I rejected them out of hand. He wasn't happy about that initially, but after a little chat, everything was okay. Bring you up to speed on results since the last episode. So in the last episode, we beat, of course, Young Boys to get into the group stage of the Champions League, and we had that win against Konyaspor. We're unbeaten in the league, but here's what's happened so far. 6 games, 3 home wins, 3 away draws. So obviously we're lacking a little bit of a killer punch away from home at the moment. I'll just talk you through the matches quickly. We went away to Sivasspor. I did rotate a bit here because I was keeping players fresh for the Shakhtar game. We went behind to an early penalty. We were the better team, but it looked like being one of those frustrating games where we were going to have the lion's share of the play and the chances, but not manage to equalise. That turned around when I brought on a couple of substitutes. I brought Holtmann and Gustafsson on late on, on the hour, and then they were the ones that got the equaliser for us. Holtmann setting up Gustafsson, and Gustafsson got player of the match, even though he was only on the pitch for 30 minutes. That kind of backfired on me, though, because I rested those players with the Shakhtar game in mind, and we lost. It was only 1-0. It was a late goal, but if you look at the stats, that tells you the story. We were second best by quite some distance. I tried to tweak the tactics, but it didn't work. Gustafsson was unable to follow up on his heroics from the league game. He actually missed an absolute sitter. It wasn't quite a Danny Welbeck miss, but he were point-blank range, and he just hit it straight at the keeper. That should have been a goal, and a 1-1 result would have been great, but you can't win them all. Then we did win in the next game, though. We bounced back with a 1-0 win over Antalyaspor. Not much to say about this game. Gerrit Holtmann gave us a goal quite early on, and we were always in control. Then away to Bursaspor. This was a bit frustrating. We almost had our first away win of the season. You'll see this time the exact opposite of the stats from the Shakhtar game. We were by far the better team. We scored in the first half, but we just couldn't add to those chances, and then we paid for it. Bursaspor with a injury time, last kick of the game kind of equaliser. Very frustrating. But again, I was resting people ahead of this game against Real Madrid, so maybe that was a bad decision, maybe that was a good decision. Let's find out. I will just mention here, on a little aside, again, the subscriber number is climbing up. We've hit 93 as I'm recording this, so we're getting closer to 100 and potentially an episode which I commentate on in Turkish, which, okay, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Also, speaking of the Turkish community, I was actually interviewed by FM18.com, which is a Turkish fan site. There's a link to that in the description, so for my Turkish viewers, please go and have a look. For my non-Turkish viewers, you could go and try and learn a new language. So here's our lineup for today. We're going with that 4-4-2 counter-attacking formation, despite being the home side, because it's Real Madrid. So we're going with the Hoff in goal. I didn't mention this actually. The Hoff's back in because of injuries. You can see here Yuva Kuran, he's not quite back from injury yet, so he's just the backup keeper on the bench. But we've also got injuries. Quite a few people. I'm not sure why this is. There's been no change in our training setup, no change in our medical staff behind the scenes, so just bad luck maybe. You can see here Evren Şengül, twisted ankle, like he's one of our key players, so that's disappointing that he's out. Mosameng has been out injured, and he started his career here in good form. Samed Kilic also is out injured, so those are 3 key players in midfield for us who are missing. So also that's another reason to go with 4-4-2. So we're bringing in 2 strikers as well. So yeah, Claro and Ozan in defence, going with the experience of Claro here. Even though the youngsters have been picked ahead of him in the league, experienced head is needed here. Özgür and Escobar. Escobar is unhappy. He wants a new contract. I tried to do the let's talk about it at the end of the season line, but he didn't accept that. So that's something to resolve. Our Japanese star Waco comes in with Isa in the centre of midfield, Fatih and Holtman on the wings, Gustafsson and Murat Soylu up front. Let's see what we can do. Real Madrid also lining up with a 4-4-2, and you'll see quite a few of the names that we know in the real world now, 2018, are still there. So they've got the likes of Toni Kroos and Gareth Bale. They've got Ronaldo up front. Let's have a look at his profile, actually. So 36 years old, but he's still fantastic. Let's have a look. I mean, yeah, last season he scored 19 goals, which is his worst season for a long time, but he's still a fantastic player, so yikes. Then they've got Alexis Sanchez up front, so bit of a prima donna duo up front. Interesting, we'll see how it goes with us both lining up as a 4-4-2. Time for the team talk. So I am going to tell the team, let's just go and show everyone what we're capable of. There's nothing else to say in this situation. Tunnel interview, yes, Evren Şengül's injured. Thank you for only asking me one question. Let's play the game. Alright, so Real Madrid in their classic white kit, of course. I bet they don't play in stadiums this small very often, but I hope this is just opening highlight and it's not an early goal. Good. And I think the highlight's probably going to end there. But no, it's continuing. Is this going to be an early Gençler attack? Holtman's got it. He's making a run down the wing, but Bale... Oh, mistake from Bale. Oh, Gustafsson! Gustafsson after 40 seconds. Absolutely fantastic. That's why Gareth Bale is no longer a fullback. Let's look at this. So Holtman makes the run. So Bale is the guy tracking him. Bale wins the ball. Doesn't want it to go out for a corner, but Holtman reacts quickly. And wow, what a start. We're probably going to lose 4 or 5-1 from here, but at least we took the lead against Real Madrid. It's worth it. Just for that, the admission price was worth it. Okay, good. It's us again here. Murat's got the ball. What's he going to do with it? Waco and Isa bring it back to Murat. He plays a ball out on the wing to Fatih. Fatih whips in the cross, and Holtman with the header, but the goalkeeper manages to catch it. Oh, okay. I like what we're seeing here. Oh, Sergio Ramos. I missed him. And Varane, they're still here. So maybe this is the thing. Real Madrid have got an aging team. You know, this happens sometimes with the big sides. They hold on to their real-world players, even when they're past it. Gustafsson! 2-0! Come on! This is why Arsenal and the Milan clubs were after this kid. Look at that. 2 goals against Real Madrid. This is his big hello world, look at me moment. Look at this. Holtman again. Lovely through ball. 1 touch from Gustafsson, and he just picks his spot. Well, well, well. We're probably going to lose 5-2 now, but we're doing great for now. I'm going to take a risk and praise them. You've got to praise your team when they're slaughtering Real Madrid. Okay, here we go. Real Madrid have got their first attack of the game, but no, Özgür dispossesses them, and now we've got the counter. Murat plays it out to Holtman. Go on, Holtman. You can do it. Holtman, Holtman, Holtman. Yes, yes. Oh, I don't believe this. 3-0. We are all over them. What's going on here? Is this real? Is this real? Absolutely unbelievable. Quick counter-attack. I mean, this is the way we're set up to play, so... You know, but it's against Real Madrid. That's what makes it unbelievable. And Holtman, you know, you just knew he was going to score once he was through there. And he does the yes chant in celebration. Wow. Okay, we've got to watch out for... They're going to come at us hard in the second half, I'm sure. Let's try and get to half-time with the clean sheet intact. We don't want to give them any kind... Oh, Escobar, what was that? Oh, you idiot. Oh, and that from a player who's unhappy and asking for a new contract as well. Well, you've just shown me a good reason why I shouldn't give you a new contract. Oh, dearie me. Okay, well, high drama. Real Madrid are actually edging it on the highlights now. But okay, we get to half-time. It's 3-1 up. We've got to stay calm here. I mean, we've got to say that I'm happy with the way it's going. Keep it up. Everybody's delighted. I should tell Escobar that I'm not happy with him. He still looks delighted, but that had to be said. All right, let's start the second half. Okay, Escobar managed to play a pass that time, so that was good. Right then, let's see what happens from here. I'm going to start telling the team to concentrate. We need to keep our heads here. I mean, they're looking... Some of them are looking motivated, but some of them are looking frustrated. We haven't seen anything from Ronaldo so far, really. I don't want to tempt fate too much, but I thought I'd point that out. Okay, Escobar's picked up a knock, so we're going to take him off. Yusuf Adjer comes on, and I'm going to leave it a bit... I'm a bit nervous about Claro being on a yellow, but I don't want to put a young, inexperienced person on in his place. I'm going to bring on Van de Gen as well for Waco. Get some fresh legs on there in defence and midfield. Okay, it's a corner for us. Holtman knocks it in. It comes to Fati. Fati whips the cross back in. And, oh, Van de Gen had a chance to wrap it up for us. But okay, we've got to 10 minutes to go. I'm going to make that final substitution. I'm going to bring on Savic, for Claro. And we're going to, after this highlight, we're going to look into making some changes to tighten things up at the back. But here comes Holtman. He's sprinting down the wing, Gareth Bale style. And Fatih Turk with the goal. It's 4-1. That's it. We have just eviscerated Real Madrid. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But look at this. This is why Schalke were after Holtman. This is why we wanted to keep him. Beautiful stuff. Fantastic goal. We hit them on the break again. Yes. No need to make any tactical changes now. Real Madrid have given up. Here goes the whistle. That is a famous night in European. That's going to send shockwaves across Europe. We may not qualify from this group, but we've sent a message that we're going to be there in a few years' time. Wow. Absolutely fantastic. What do we say to the team after that? There's only one option, I think. We've got to choose the passionate. Really special. Nobody gave us a chance. You performed magnificently. Look at that. Gerrit Holtman, 3 assists and 1 goal. So he was involved in every goal from our team. A 9.4 rating. Should have been higher in my opinion. Gustafsson with 2 goals as well. Absolutely fantastic. Possibly, in all the time I've played FM, one of my biggest results ever. Oh, and look at that. In the other game, Shakhtar got an away win over Bayern. Oh my God. Let's have a look at our group. Shakhtar, 2 wins out of 2, they're top. So that puts our result against them into a bit of better perspective. Us and Bayern tied on 3 points, and Real Madrid bottom of the group, having lost to Bayern in their first game. Well, we've got a league match coming up against Fenerbahce. Let's see what we can do there. Fade to black. Be right back. Welcome back. Oh, I'm still in a state of disbelief after that Real Madrid game. Well, as they say here, Kırmızı Kara, Burası Ankara. Real Madrid know that better than anybody now. That's the chant from the Genclerbirligi supporters. It's red and black. This is Ankara, as they say. Well, Fenerbahce are our opponents today. You'll see, in terms of breaking the big 3, it's early days in the season, of course, but look at that. The bottom 3 is actually what you might expect the top 3 to be. Fenerbahce, Besiktas and Bursaspor all had a poor start to the season. But of course, it's all closely bunched up. We're only 6 games in, so there's time for them to turn that around. But Fenerbahce have been down in this position for the last 2 seasons. This is the 3rd season they've been struggling, so I think they are broken. So this is our team for today. We're returning to the new tactic because Mosameng is back to almost to fitness. We might have to change this though. I don't really have a replacement for him, so I'm taking a bit of a risk because of course Şengül's still injured. Samed Kilic is not quite recovered yet. But we're going with Savic and Ozan in the centre of defence. Özgür and Yusuf, as Escobar, he got a gashed head in the Real Madrid game, so he could play, but I'm not going to risk him. Utku is back in goal. Van der Gen and Waco, so we've got our young multicultural pairing, the Dutch and Japanese youngsters in the centre of defence. Mosameng in that attacking midfield role. Holtman and Fatih on the wings. Murat Soylu, who's just been called up to the Turkey squad, he's up front. Let's see, are we going to add to Fenerbahce's misery, or is this where their resurgence begins? So they've got a bit of an interesting lineup here. So they've gone for a back 4, 2 defensive midfielders, and then wide midfielders, and an attacking midfielder and a striker up top. So we'll see what happens against that formation. I am going to tell them to pick up where they left off last time out. Didn't quite have the effect I was waiting for, but okay, that'll do. Tunnel interview. Can we expect an attacking focus? I never answer that question. I'm not going to talk about tactics in a press conference. Okay, here we go. Fenerbahce in the yellow, and we are in our traditional red and black. Okay, halfway through the first half, no highlights yet. Here we go. First highlight, and it's us with the throw-in. Mosameng knocks it into Waco. Fatih picks the ball up, knocks one out to Holtman, and it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Clear trip there. Clear trip. They can protest as much as they like. Who's my penalty taker? It's the number 10. It's Murat Soylu. And he's missed. Oh my god. How did he miss that? Too close to the keeper. Too close to the keeper. Hopefully we don't end up regretting that come 90 minutes. Okay, so Fenerbahce playing it out of defence, but wayward pass picked up by Yusuf. Holtman into Mosameng. Waco, nice through ball. Murat makes up for it. I thought Fatih was going to be flagged for offside for a moment there, but he's not. Okay, Murat with the goal. I can turn the league table off. It's not the end of the season. But nice play. Waco picked out his man. I'm not sure about that, if he might have been offside there, but okay. They've just played the neat little ball to Murat. That's what we like to see. So we're 1-0 up. The missed penalty hopefully won't be a factor. Fenerbahce have only mustered 1 shot. Mustard. That's a bit of a pun in their yellow kit. Okay, we get into the half in front. I'm going to tell the team that, yeah, I know you're capable of even better than that. Yeah, I'll tell Murat he can still improve, and we'll get out there for the second half. I did get a comment about, in-game use of some of the data that SI gives us, the heat map and so on, which I suppose I can look into. Why do I have match stats up twice, actually? I should, the action zones, to my mind, that just makes more easily readable sense than the heat map. I'm in the real world football too. I'm never one of those for analysing those kind of stats after a big game. But the basic, a chart like this of match stats and so on, I will have a look at that. So that's reflected in my FM play as well. So it's us again, playing it through the centre of the park, nicely up to Murat. He's going to knock it to Waco, who... What was that? That was a beautiful through ball from Waco. What was Fatih doing there? Hopefully that doesn't cost us. Dear me. I don't know what's more shocking in this episode, that huge win against Real Madrid or that miss from Fatih there. Anyway, time for some substitutions. So Fatih is also on a red card, so might be time for him to come off. Again, I don't really have anybody I can bring on. Didn't plan my substitutes very well, but injuries have kind of limited my options here. I'm going to bring Waco's dropped to 65%, so I'm going to bring on Shenturk, the youngster. Let's get him out there. And I've had this guy, Hussein Gunesh, complaining about a lack of opportunity in the team, so we'll bring him on for Savic. I'm just going to give youngsters run-outs. I know we're only 1-0 up, but I'm getting cocky. What can I say? So, okay, now's the time to pause that up. We're going to go a bit more defensive just for these final few minutes. Put these guys onto support. Put him onto defend. And we'll keep the short passing, retain possession. Keep the tempo low, waste time. That's what we're looking for. Alright, 4 minutes of added on time, but Fenerbahce have not really threatened in this match. Is this a final highlight? Yeah, I think it is. I was worried for a second it was going to be a final chance for them. And there we go, we've wrapped up a win. Not a spectacular win, not a Real Madrid proportions win, but 1-0. The missed penalty in the end wasn't too much of a factor, so that's good. We're going to tell the players that they did alright. Good win, guys. So let's have a quick look at the table. We're going into an international break now, so the players are going to get a bit of time off. Here's one thing about the Turkish league. It's just quite good. If you're interested in playing in the league, this is a reason to try it out. Instead of prize money at the end of the season, you get prize money throughout the season. So you get fixed amount of money for a win, and the money is divided if it's a draw. But one thing I've noticed, we've slid down the European coefficients a bit. I think the league has lost a bit of reputation. And this money, therefore, has dropped. It was 420,000 last year for a win and 210 for a draw, and now it's 370 for a win. So that's a little side effect of the poor performance in Europe. So that win against Real Madrid could be important for the whole of Turkish football. So that win puts us back top, although, of course, Kasımpaşa and Başakşehir are still to play this weekend. Fenerbahce, poor Fenerbahce, they're wallowing in the bottom three still. Let's have a look at our upcoming games. So there's that international break. We do have a tough run of matches here. Başakşehir, who, are performing well. We've got Bayern in the Champions League, Galatasaray, 3 tough away matches in a row there. Besiktas, they are down the bottom of the table, but, they could start making their comeback. Bayern again, so that's a very tough run of matches. I'm thinking I'm going to come back for this Shakhtar game because that's a key one. If we can beat Shakhtar at home, then we've got, obviously it depends a lot on what happens in these buying games, but then we've got a strong chance of Europa League. And maybe if we can nick something off Bayern in either of these games here, we maybe even, could we optimistically think about second in the group? I'm not sure. And then Kasımpaşa have started strongly, so that'll be the double header in the next episode, Shakhtar and Kasımpaşa. So make sure you join me for that. Thank you very much for watching. If you have indeed watched to the end, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm Dodgy Gamer. See you again soon.